You look into the mirror and see your reflection staring right back. Pretty normal, right? But what if that reflection started talking and offered to switch places with you? Now that's where things get dark. Real dark. This is Binge Recap, delivering a psychological thriller and horror. Yes, spoilers lie ahead, so beware and take care. The movie opens with a sonogram of a child, or a set of twins in the womb, until one of the twins starts getting aggressive. 17 years later, we meet Maria, getting ready for school. She's quiet, withdrawn, and painfully isolated. She eats breakfast with her family in silence, the air thick with cold tension. On her way to the school bus, she lights up a cigarette and is soon joined by Lily, her best friend, who can be rude sometimes, but Maria is already used to it. When she gets on the bus, the bullying begins again. Mark and the other students mock her for no reason. To them, she's just a fragile, awkward girl, an easy victim for them. When they get to school, Maria is already outcast and alone, while everyone else seems to have their own cliques, even Lily. So she just puts on her earphones and listens to music. Later, Maria and Lily sit on the stairs, watching the school's ice hockey players while smoking. Suddenly, Lily gets up and walks onto the ice, straight to Sean, her boyfriend, and kisses him passionately, while Maria is watching, filled with jealousy, because she has a crush on Sean. During dinner, her mom, Amy, who is often depressed and always tries to connect with Maria, brings up an old friend Maria used to like, suggesting maybe she could reconnect, maybe even go to the winter prom together. But Maria snaps, saying she's not even going to the prom, nor does she want to catch up with anyone. Then she storms upstairs. Amy looks at Dan, Maria's father, and already knows what he's about to say. Dan, a successful plastic surgeon with a sharp tongue and colder heart, starts complaining again. He says Maria has no friends, that Lily's a bad influence, and that Maria has no social life, no confidence, no boyfriend, and barely touches her food, causing her to lose a lot of weight. Amy tries to defend her, saying Maria just needs more time to come out of her shell. But Dan doesn't believe in time. He believes in perfection, the kind he builds for his clients every day, not the daughter he can't seem to fix. Meanwhile, up on the stairs, Maria sits in the dark, listening to every word. When she can't take it anymore, she runs into her room and breaks down crying. Then she notices a small glint on the edge of the frame of the mirror. When she pulls it out, she finds a sonogram of a set of twins. While pleasuring herself in the bathroom, her reflection suddenly looks back at her. Shocked, she falls to the floor out of fear. She slowly gets back up and stares back at the mirror, now covered with steam, but her reflection doesn't move. When she wipes the glass, her reflection just stands there, completely still, watching her coldly. Terrified, she freaks out and runs away. At breakfast, Maria tries to tell her father about what she saw, but before she can get a word out, he cuts her off, asking if she got any sleep. She says no, and still tries to continue, but he interrupts again, telling her to go put on some makeup because she looks dull. When she leaves, her mom stops her to ask what's wrong, but Maria brushes it off and walks away. In the bathroom, as she applies her makeup, her reflection appears normal, though it's not quite in sync with her movements. On her way to the bus, she sees Mark waiting outside. Maria already knows why, but before he can do anything, Lily pulls up in her brand new car and gives Maria a ride to school. At school, Mark bullies her again, but this time Sean steps in, defending her and almost getting into a fight with Mark. While struggling to sleep, Maria hears voices calling to her. Terrified, she gets up to check it out. When she walks into the bathroom, she sees her reflection, but this time it seems to have its own mind. The reflection introduces herself as Aram. Aram is strong, confident, and vibrant. Everything Maria is not. Maria thinks she's losing her mind and asks where she came from. Aram tells her that she's always been there, that every reflection she's ever seen has actually been her. When she asks what she wants, Aram says she wants to take her sadness away, to be there for her, fight for her, and help her through what she's going through. Slowly, Maria begins to feel calm and comfortable around Aram. She tells her she's beautiful, but Aram smiles and says, "No, we're beautiful." The next day at breakfast, Maria seems a bit happier, and her parents notice. She tells them she's decided to go to the winter prom, even though she doesn't have a date yet. At school, she tells Lily about it and asks her to teach her how to skate. Later that day, Maria visits her father at the hospital for their father-daughter bonding time. But then a beautiful woman shows up and starts talking to Dan, and Maria can tell there's something more than just professional going on between them. They both go to the movies, but Maria starts feeling uncomfortable with the film. When she looks back, she sees Mark on a date. After the movie, she tries walking fast so as not to meet up with him, but she accidentally bumps into him. When Mark notices she's with her father, he tries to act like a good classmate and friend to Maria, praising her father for his medical work. The atmosphere becomes tense and uncomfortable, but when Mark and his friends leave, they start laughing. While on their way home, her dad tells her that he has an early birthday gift for her and that she should drop by his office tomorrow. Later that night, Maria goes to the bathroom to talk to Aram. Aram asks her if she really thinks her father cares about her. She tells her that he was embarrassed seeing the way she acted when she saw Mark, and that she's just a stain in the family. Maria refuses to believe her, saying that he cares about her and that he's going to get her a car because of that. The next day, Maria goes back to her father's hospital expecting her birthday present to be a car. Instead, her father begins measuring and calculating the shape of her face, suggesting a plastic surgery as her birthday gift. And Maria is deeply hurt by this. Later, she and Lily head to an abandoned location where Lily agrees to teach her how to skate on ice. During the lesson, Lily leaves Maria to skate alone, despite her protests. Maria tries but falls hard, begging Lily to help her up. Instead, Lily circles around her like a predator, indirectly warning her to stay away from Sean, and still leaves her there begging while she goes off skating. At home, Maria's mom helps her dress up for the winter prom and tells her to promise that she'll have fun. When Maria arrives at the prom, she's nervous and unsteady, struggling to get on the ice. Then Sean comes to her and gently takes her hand, helping her stay balanced as they skate together, dancing beautifully under the lights. But when Maria spots Lily watching them, she loses focus and falls. Just as Sean is about to help her up, Lily stops him. Then Mark steps in, pretending to help, but instead he drags her across the ice, humiliating her in front of everyone as her classmates burst into laughter. Sean still tries to go to her, but Lily holds him back. By the time everything stops, Maria is left in pain and completely devastated. When she gets home, Maria rushes to the mirror, crying out for Aram. When Aram appears, she tells Maria to let her finally take the pain away. They place their hands together, and as they kiss, their bodies swap. Meanwhile, Amy is still haunted by bad nightmares of her childbirth, where it's revealed that Maria had a twin sister. But because the baby was deformed, Dan refused to take her in and left her out in the cold to die, despite Amy's desperate pleading that they could love her just like they'd love the other one. The next day at school, a new Maria is born, confident, bold, and cold. As she walks down the hall, she hears Mark and his two friends making fun of her. She marches toward them with her head held high, challenging them. Then she leans in and whispers something very seductive into Mark's ear, leaving him shaken. Lily walks up to her, pretending to care and asking if she's okay, even apologizing. But Aram doesn't buy any of it and simply tells her that they're still up for the skating lessons. Meanwhile, she keeps practicing her skating skills alone. Aram goes to her dad's hospital and deliberately sets up a meeting between her dad's mistress and her mom, watching as they walk into the building together, so her mom would finally realize that her dad is still cheating. After school, Aram lures Mark into the bathroom and ends up using his hockey stick to break his knee. Later, Aram goes with Lily to the ice skating spot where she surprises Lily with how well she skates. She asks her if she's been practicing, but Aram doesn't say a word. She's just giving Lily death glares. While Lily skates, Aram copies every move. Slowly, it turns into a competition until Lily does one last trick. When Aram tries to do the same, she falls. Lily smiles in victory, and Aram gets angry. Aram gets up and starts slowly chasing Lily. Lily begins to run for her life on the ice, and Aram picks up speed until Lily slips, falls, and slides across the ice, hitting her head hard on the pavement, killing her instantly. Just then, Aram immediately calls 911, pretending to cry for help. A few days after Lily's death, Aram goes to Sean's house at night, where they talk about Lily's passing, leading to them making out and eventually sleeping together. Aram and Sean start dating and often sneak out of class. One day while they're on their way to school, Aram spots two detectives investigating Lily's death. To avoid suspicion, she convinces Sean to skip school, and they go to a motel. Just as they're about to make out, Sean's mom calls, telling him the police are at school, looking for both him and Aram. When Sean tells Aram, she refuses to go and tries to seduce him to staying, but Sean refuses, realizing she's the one who killed Lily. As he turns to leave, Aram grabs a wine bottle and hits him on the head, killing him instantly. When she walks into the motel bathroom, she sees Maria in the mirror, crying and begging her to stop and let her free. The two of them sit together by the mirror, both crying and broken. Aram later goes to her father's hospital and strips naked in front of him, asking if she's beautiful. Despite his angry warnings for her to put her clothes back on, she refuses and asks if he would still love her if she was deformed. He finally says yes, but Aram, filled with rage and pain, immediately slits his throat. Dan falls to the floor and dies. Aram screams through her tears, asking why he couldn't love her. Afterward, she goes to wash the murder weapon and looks into the mirror, but Maria is gone. Despite calling her name again and again, there's no response. Terrified, Aram rushes home and crawls into bed, holding her mother tightly as she cries. The camera switches between Maria and Aram doing the same thing, blurring the line between who's real and who's not. In that silent, haunting moment, the two versions of the girl finally become one, the reflection and the real, as the screen fades, leaving behind an eerie, unsettling peace after all the chaos. So, next time you stare too long in the mirror, just make sure your reflection doesn't blink first. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more thrilling stories like this. And tell me in the comments, would you ever switch places with your reflection if it promised you a better life? I can't wait to read your thoughts, and let's argue a bit.